Hi. I'm not going to take too much of your time tonight. It's kind of impromptu here. So I just heard a lot of talking about like compliance, SEC, and so forth, which is really interesting. You guys are very active. I just want to talk to you a little bit about what we're doing with the Blockchain Compliance Alliance. It's a no-profit open source initiative backed by consensus members of the SEC, CFTC, working on a compliance standards for ICOs. So it's an initiative that started 6 months ago. We got a lot of support. We're currently building the board. There are over 33 influential people in the blockchain and ICO space. Somebody mentioned, one of the lawyers at Cooley's, it's Marco Santori, that is going to be on the board. So we got a lot of support for this, and right now we have a draft charter of what the solution might look like. And we're looking for supporters, people that wants to basically volunteer and help out on this initiative to create this standards that is very much needed. The objective, the mission of the organization is basically twofold. One is to harmonize relationship with the government. We talked a lot about SEC. I think the SEC is definitely a watchdog and one that we have to look for. But I think there's a lot of other players in governments that are going to be involved with this. I'm thinking about the CFTC. I'm thinking about the IRS, right? When you have a U.S. company, U.S. resident, is actually launching the SEO here, but is incorporating Singapore or is incorporating somewhere else, that it's a big red flag, not just from the SEC, but also from the IRS. Right? So there's a lot of government agencies right there that they're going to have to cast their judgments, and it's going to come pretty soon. So the reason why we're creating this alliance and we're creating the standard for ICO is so that the SEC, CFTC, IRS will not actually shut down this beautiful thing called ICO and blockchain, but they will see that it's a legitimate space as some sort of self-regulations that we can develop and grow it from here. And the second thing is to legitimize the space. And when I say legitimize the space, is that until we'll find some sort of standards, and I think Pierre alluded to it, the big name, the big players will not come in. And I'll give you a quick example, then I'll leave you off to your evening and to your dinner and so forth. My wife is a physician and scientist at Stanford. She's working on NK cell for HIV, and she spends 9 months out of the year raising funds, grants through the NIH. And we're talking about $200,000, $300,000. We're not talking about millions of dollars. And 3 months on the actual research. So a couple months ago, I spoke with her PI, Catherine Blish, and I said, well, instead of kind of having this thing backwards, why don't we do an ICO? And she goes, what the heck is an ICO? And so I started explaining to her like what an ICO is and Bitcoin. And when I said Bitcoin, God forbid, she started talking about Silk Road, drug, prostitution, and all those kind of things. And so that got me thinking that until we actually find a way to self-regulate ourselves and legitimize the space, we're never going to get names like Stanford, like governments, like big names coming into the space. And the only way there's going to be a win-win, everybody's going to win, is that everybody's going to be in this space and everybody wins. So I'll leave you off and just say if you want to contribute, see me after the event or find me on LinkedIn. My name again is Christian Ferri. Thank you. Thank you.